This film sucks ass. It's shit. Obviously, I can't end it that way. This is a paid request for Vonte. Thank you for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or CashApp is an option as well. It could be for any movie, review, re-review, topic, reaction, commentary, video game playthrough, tier list ranking, whatever the case, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. PayPal, Cash App, those links are down below in the info box, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. And I'm surprised I haven't gotten a request for this, because, you know, of what it is, but probably because most people didn't remember the movie even fucking existed. I don't blame them, because I forgot to until I got the request. And I swear I hear a cackle from a guy from Kentucky named Uncle Bill for a lot of reasons, in particular about this movie. This film sucks. Why was this made? I mean, did you really say it was for money? Because I liked the original Roadhouse. It's not an all-time favorite of mine, but I liked it. But people either make fun of it, they call it cheesy, corny, or they're like me who liked it and didn't want to see a remake. So it wasn't going to really get much of anything theatrically. Which Doug Liman, I'll get to that later, him bitching about that, but like, this was never going to be this big gonzo hit. Like, it's hey, we owe, I don't know, maybe they owe someone some fucking money for some bad hand job they got, some handy they got, I don't know. Maybe they spit when they should have swallowed, or they swallowed it instead of spitting, and they said, well, you don't make it up to me, you don't make this movie, and just shit it out there in the diarrhea wave of streaming. Yeah, streaming. You know what else streams? Piss. Piss down the river, you'll see it go along the rest of the stream. Along with the deer piss. This movie, bunch of piss. Fuck this movie. Is it the worst movie ever, Matt? Is it in the top 10 worst of the year? No, but that shows how bad 2024 was. Were there good movies? Sure. I can name 10. I liked Beverly Hills Cop 4. I liked Life After Fighting. I liked The Beekeeper, The Substance, and A Violent Nature, The Fall Guy. Like, if you want to see fun action films in 2024, Life After Fighting, Beverly Hills Cop 4, The Beekeeper, The Fall Guy, even The Shadow Strays, thought was pretty decent. This debuted on Amazon. The director was pissed off because he thought it should have been a theatrical movie, and how dare they? It's so good. No, it's not. It would not have done jack shit, dude. And Doug Liman, I like him as a director. I liked Swingers with Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn. I liked Edge of Tomorrow. It's one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies, along with Collateral and a few others. He did Go. Not a bad film at all. So I don't mind him as a director. The lead, Jake Gyllenhaal, did my buddy Uncle Bill's favorite actor. I don't mind Jake Gyllenhaal. I like Donnie Darko for what it is. I liked Southpaw. I thought that was a pretty good boxing movie with Forrest Whitaker in it as well. Directed by Antoine Fuqua, who did quite a few films. He did the Equalizer films. He's done a lot of other stuff. Southpaw, Nightcrawler I liked. So there are Jake Gyllenhaal films I liked. Hell, he was in City Slickers as Billy Crystal's kid. Small part, but I love City Slickers, so I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't mind. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. I liked that movie. This, though, he looked bored as shit in this movie. He did one of his worst, most bland, bored, stiff performance. He was terrible in this movie. Everybody was terrible in this fucking film. I mean, the very first scene, I'm watching Post Malone try to fight. Post Malone, that guy, try to fight. And then, the first fucking fight scene, the fucking CGI hits. And my voice is squeaking like this trying to be Steve Urkel. Got a fucking transtesticle vice up his ass, squeezing what's left of his nutsack. Did I do that? Yes. Right here, Steve. The fucking first scene is Post Malone trying to fight. Really? This guy? And then, again, CGI hits, where when people get hit, it's fucking CGI. This is what we're doing nowadays. We can't have actual fight scenes. Like, we have to have CGI stuff doing that. Really? We need that. Like, every fight scene has got to be CG. I know even Scott Adkins, he didn't like that. Because I remember there was a post where he was talking about how stupid that was. He may have liked the film or not liked the film. I don't care. It's his opinion. Whichever way it is. But I agree with him. Like, come on, dude. Really? You need CG enhancements on all these fight scenes? Is that where we're at now? Again, The Beekeeper, Life After Fighting. When you watch those movies and those came out 2024... hell a lot better fights and action than this. Hell, Doug Liman, I think Life After Fighting deserved a theatrical release a lot more than this fucking movie, Doug. Duty. Hauser MD. For my dick in your mouth. Should you shut the fuck up on bitching and this is the theater? Fuck and no. How about that? So Jake Gyllenhaal, who again I like as an actor in some films, I thought he sucked ass in This Is Dalton. Could not carry Patrick Swayze's crotch rot, let alone his dirty socks. Or who knows, maybe he has clean socks. Well, eventually, all socks get dirty. You put them in the wash. But you also got Conor McGregor making a fool out of himself. Walk around like he's got a jackhammer stuck up his ass. He's got invisible watermelons. It's like, hey, those are... It does. He looks like he's carrying invisible watermelons under his arms. He's always walking like this. And he's acting like a fool, like a joke. And I think that's what this film was trying to be. I think many times it is trying to be purposely corny and cheesy. Because the original Roadhouse got this reputation of being this cheesy, corny action classic that was on TBS and TNT all the time. And if you liked it, then you must like really cheesy, dumb action movies. And they talk down to you. Even if they enjoy the film, they kind of talk down to you. I mean, no, I liked it for other legitimate reasons. I think the cast, Sam Elliott, Patrick Swayze, I think the Jeff Healey's music, I think the fight scenes are well done. Cool, even bits of gore, ripping people's throats out and shit. Monster trucks, explosions, done practical, for real, in camera. But anyway. But it got this reputation for that kind of film, so like they try to put stuff in that seems very over the top because it's cartoony. It's in the spirit of the original. But when you purposely do it like you're winking to the camera, you're not sincere about it. There was not a sincere bit of bone in this film's body. So it just feels like a shitty product. Cash grab on a name to put it out there to fill your quota of Amazon Prime or whatever streaming service would have it. In this case, MGM Amazon. Hey, Roadhouse, the original, was a huge seller on VHS and cable. Humongous seller. So let's try to get some of that in there when the fans didn't want to see it. Younger people don't know what the fuck Roadhouse is, or if they do, they go, oh, isn't that one movie that people say is cheesy and stupid? Oh, I'll pass. It's not like Jake Gyllenhaal is a box office attraction, dude. Again, coming from a guy that likes films, The Source Code I liked. I said Southpaw, Nightcrawler. Some of those films did money, but none of them were like huge blockbusters. Except maybe Spider-Man, where he's Mysterio, but that was for Spider-Man, not for Jake Gyllenhaal. He did that film Life. That film bombed. Prince of Persia, you remember that? Classic shit. I don't know which I hate worse, this or Prince of Persia, because I barely remember Prince of Persia, other than it's funny they got him to play a Persian. I look more Persian than him. And 10 minutes in, I'm only on the first scene. Because the movie, it's over 2 hours long. It drags the fuck on. It tries to be funny, but it fails. The fight scenes I could not get into, but I would see these CG enhancements that took me out. I'm like, why do we need that? And then the director thought he was being really nifty. And to be fair, I mean, Doug Liman, he's done action, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Edge of Tomorrow, but he's not really done like fisticuffs, brawl type of stuff. And it's like he tried to be very artsy with it. It just comes off as obnoxious. Like, okay, someone's here and they're punching towards the camera, but then there'll be like lens flares and shit so you can barely see certain things. Once in a while, there's like a cool MMA, UFC move. I'll give you that. But you still see the CG enhancements, which takes me out. As a guy that grew up with Stallone, hey, grew up with Chuck Norris, grew up with Brandon Lee, grew up with Mark DeCostas, people that actually knew how to do this stuff. Actual martial arts and artists and fighters, Cynthia Rothrock, and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Even the early Steven Seagal. You see this stuff, and I'm sorry, I'm not having it. I don't need to have it. When you first fucking seen introduce the film as CG punches. And Post Malone trying to be a badass fighter. So he wins his fight. Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton comes in. Post Malone's like, I fight him. So Jake Gyllenhaal walks out. Someone goes, you cost me money, stabs Jake. And, because I'm not calling him Dalton. To me, Patrick Swayze is Dalton. So I'm calling him Jake. Gets stabbed. He doesn't feel anything. Then this lady comes out and wants to hire him, where at the Florida Keys there's this roadhouse and she owns it. And this lady, she sucked ass. She could not act for crapola. She was stiff, she was wooden, she was bland. She did not have a sincere emotion in her body. Did they get her from a strip club? Or was she at the car wash? Was she a bank teller? A hair saloner, a cross-dresser, I don't care who she was, what she was, when she was. I just don't want her in front of me, and I don't want this entire fucking movie in front of me, not just her, everybody. Because everybody sucked ass. She was horrible. And then you get this idea that he doesn't really care about his life. Although it's funny, he doesn't care about his life, but then he patches his wounds. I'm like, well, which is it, dude? You don't care about living, but you don't patch your wound. But then a minute later, you don't stop in front of a train track and let a train ready to hit you. Then you're trying to get out. Then you barely get out, but via CG, it hits a bit of the vehicle and it spins. I'm like, make up your mind, dude. You don't pat yourself, you don't really shoot you, or get hit by a train. We find out much, much later as to why he's doing that. Why he's in that. I'll jump ahead. This character was a former UFC fighter. He had a fight. He got pissed during the fight. He killed the guy. Which, hell, didn't Scott Adkins do that in Hard Target 2? That seems like multiple stuff have done that. So it's nothing new. Which, I mean, I guess that should be apparent because it's a fucking remake. To be fair, it's not mostly a beat-for-beat remake, to be fair. Although it does take a few scenes. Like me and the doctor and her patch him up, and he says the line, no one ever wins a fight. I was ready for him to say pain don't hurt. Maybe he did say that and I just blanked out. So maybe he did, I don't know. I know he said no one ever wins a fight, which was in the original. But after the near hit barely get out of the way of the train that he put himself in front of. He goes to the Florida Keys. There's this bookstore girl who won't mind her fucking business, where he just gets out and she's like, "Hey, how's it going? You meet our tree named Fred?" "What?" "Yeah, on the bridge." "Oh, maybe that bridge. We have a tree. It's called Fred." Okay, if anyone comes up to me and mentions they have a tree named Fred, I'm getting the fuck out. Or I'm going to tell them, leave me the fuck alone. Alright? Leave me be. I don't care about your book about Fred. Fred dead, Fred. Drop dead, Fred. Okay? How about this? I'm going to go over there. I'm going to burn the fucking tree. And I'm going to say bye-bye to Fred. I'm going to kill Fred just because you're talking to me, fool. Leave me alone. Stop being nosy. And I thought she sucked too. So she turned out for shit. And Jake Gyllenhaal, like I said, this may be the worst performance I've seen him do, because he looks bored as fuck in this movie. Hell, I thought he gave a better performance than Bubble Boy. He just seemed bored as hell. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" "Yeah." "Mm-hmm." "Yeah." They're just nonchalant. It seems like he didn't want to fucking be there. I don't know if he just took this for a payday or what the deal was, but maybe he thought he'd get a franchise with this. I don't know. So you finally get to see him fight. These bikers who also can't act for shit. Especially the lead guy, Dell or Derp or Dorf or whatever the fuck his name is. I think it's a D. Probably for dumbass. He leaves his group, goes in. The worst he does is he wipes some glasses off and he breaks some pool cues. Ooh, how fucking scary you are. He's like, "Where's your motorcycle?" He goes outside, they follow him. There's 5 guys, he slaps them. Again, with the connection being CG enhancements. Because that's the way we have to, well, this movie had to do it. So I notice it just takes me out. So I'm not invested in the choreography. Then he does the dumbest shit ever. He beats the 5 guys' asses. He goes, "Where's the hospital?" He puts them all in the car and drives them to the hospital. And I'm sitting there going, okay, you have like 4... Okay, there's about 5 people, so you have probably, about 4 in the back, and then 1 to your side. What if they all gained up and grabbed you while you're driving the car? Like, what if all 4, while, yeah, they're hurt, they grab and they're messing with you? Are you going to be able to fight all 5 of them in a cramped car while you're also trying to grab the wheel? Or, I don't know, take the seatbelt and choke the guy? That's what I would be worried about. I'd be worried about them taking the seatbelt and this guy, punch him in the nuts or something. No. I guess the guys are too... yes, I understand they're hurt, but they're also too stupid to have an opportunity. Because usually, your boss not going to be happy, and, what's that going to say about you? And that's where he meets the doctor, who's a bitch in this movie. She's just very, very bitchy. The doctor. Very bitchy. "Oh, thanks for being a rage-filled dickhead and giving us more work to do. So now we gotta fix these guys up when we could be fixing other people." I might then fix the other people first and have them wait. Or, I don't know, maybe get the full story. Let's see, 1 guy, 5 guys. Maybe 5 guys tried to jump him and he was protecting himself. I guess the 1 guy should have let the 5 guys beat him up. "Oh, I'm sorry, lady. I'm sorry, Miss Bitch. Hello, bitch. I'm sorry, bitch. Yes, you're right, bitch. I should have let the 5 guys beat me up and go to 5 guys' restaurant and feed them. Maybe I should have done that. You tip my ass, all five of you, then we'll go with Five Guys, and then I'll order a bunch of Five Guys burgers to give it to you, and then I'll give you all my fucking money. How about I do that, bitch? But that, bitch. Bitchy doctor. Another horrible actress. They might just had a casting call for, hey, do you suck ass? Be in this movie. And Jake Gyllenhaal, you can't be good in this movie because everybody else sucks. So you need to lower down your talent and be in the shitster. The mix of shit with the rest of us. The owner of the Roadhouse, she tries to be funny at times and fails. Like her and Jake have the conversation. He's like, well, so it's a Roadhouse, but it's called the Roadhouse? Yeah, it's a Roadhouse called the Roadhouse. You get it? I'm like, is this trying to be funny? It's trying to be a joke? Or are you just trying to make fun of the first movie? The first movie was called Roadhouse. The Roadhouse. How about fuck you? How about that? The reason this is going on is this crime boss named Bryant. He wants the Roadhouse because it's the only piece of land left because he wants to build some resort. Now, granted, I don't know why you would now, I don't know, burn the place down. Like, if you want this place so goddamn badly, why don't you just, I don't know, in the middle of the night, just burn the fucking place down? Why don't you do that? Well, it'll raise suspicion. Number one, you find out there's a cop that works for them, the sheriff, played by, I always forget his name, Bucho from Desperado. He's in this. So he's in your pocket, and they also burn down a bookstore. So they're okay with burning another store down that has nothing to do with this. So you don't want to burn a place. Do we burn the place that we fucking need gone? Or do we burn a place that don't mean shit? But we're pissed, so we don't burn the bookstore. If you're willing to burn a place down, why don't you burn the place down that you fucking want in the first place to be down? Here's a place we don't want. Here, we could burn it down, but we don't burn this bookstore down to teach them a message. Yeah, that you're stupid. And this movie is over 2 hours long. I'm going to keep repeating that. It's over 2 hours long for some reason. Even the original was under 2 hours. And the original, the bad guy, he owned the town. And that was the thing, is like he owned the town, including, so his men could do whatever they want because he owned everything. And that's why at the end the townsfolk get together to kill the guy because they're tired of being oppressed by this fucking asshole. After a couple scenes of Jake trying to deal with some other bouncers and teaching them a little bit of what to do, there's this bit where he's walking down the road and Mr. Dipstick, whatever the hell his name was, who can't act for shit, well, among all the actors who can't act for shit, tries to run him down back with a pickup truck, and then goes backwards with the pickup truck, which scoops Jake into the back of the pickup truck, all in a CG glory, looking like a PlayStation game, goes to the fucking water, and then Jake gets out of the water, goes back to this houseboat he rented, and there's the dipshit there with a gun, and instead of firing and shooting at him, he wants to talk long enough for Jake to grab him and throw him out the window. Because, by the way, around here, this area, there's a crocodile who does eat him. At least what little you can see of it. Then we're introduced to Conor McGregor, who he's from he might as well have been from Mars with the way he acts in this. Again, this is where it's trying to be very, very cartoonish on purpose, very, very, like, cheesy on purpose, which, again, when a movie tries hard to do that, there are exceptions, but a lot of times when you try to do that, you come off as obnoxious because you're not genuine. You come off as more phony. And that's what happens. He's just going over the top. I mean, he can't. He's playing himself, I guess you could say. And I don't follow Conor McGregor in terms of his interviews and stuff. I don't watch a lot of UFC. I know him. I know of him, of course. I don't think I've ever seen a fight he's been in. I don't follow UFC. I don't follow the stuff. It's not. I don't have anything against it. It's just back to the day. It was just not around for me to see in terms of like the channels, and then I'm busy doing other stuff, so I just never got pulled into that world to watch it in the first place. Who knows? If someone requests it for me to watch, sure. Someone requested me that one boxing match, and I really enjoyed it. So who knows? So I know of him, but I didn't follow like his promos and all the other stuff he did. But I know his name. I know of him. And again, from what I understand from other people, they say he's just acting himself. As himself. Well, good for him. Shows how shitty he is. Bare-ass naked, looking for someone's clothes as if he's the fucking Terminator. Need your boots, your clothes. Taste the guy's clothes. And again, each time he walks like he's got two invisible fucking watermelons under him. Or he got a butt plug up his ass. Oh, Bucho, the sheriff, he is also the father of the doctor who is kind of going out with Jake. And you find out they try to do some lovey-dovey stuff between Jake and the girl, but there's no chemistry between the two, and she's just a stuck-up bitch. And there's no chemistry, there's no spark, there's no sensuality. Because you can't have that. You can't have titties, and you can't have sex, and you can't have other stuff in these kind of movies anymore. It's not allowed. Instead, CG punches and CG trucks trying to hit sometimes CG people. Conor McGregor finally gets to the roadhouse and beats up some of the other bouncers. Him and Jake have a fight where the camera's trying to be over here and trying to be over there and trying to be over there. It's like, you're trying a bit too hard, Doug Liman. You're trying a bit too hard. Ease down, Ripley. Ease down. You're grinding asphalt. Ease down. Okay? Ease down. Ease down. Ultimately, Jake decides to leave, which I'm like, yeah, leave the fucking movie and let this be over. Finds out that the bookstore's burnt down, which again, I'm saying, why are you burning the bookstore when the fucking roadhouse is what you want burnt down? The two that Jake liked are in the hospital, so he gets pissed, so he kills this one guy, sees that this deputy police officer is helping with this money, he takes the money and knocks him out. Bucho, the sheriff, finds Jake and says, hey, they have my daughter, your kind of girlfriend, my daughter. Let's go to this boat. Actually, haha, we got there. She's not kidnapped. And then the guy goes, well, actually, I did kidnap your daughter. What? It's a double cross. Oh, it's a double cross. Like, Jake literally says that. I'm like, again, it's like he's trying to, like, it's like purposely trying to be cheesy. And Jake got this boat with a bomb and blows it up for a distraction. Gets the girl out. But Conor McGregor somehow knew they were there because he's like back at the place. Where the hell's everybody at? And all of a sudden he just knows that they're on this boat. I don't know how the fuck he knew that he was out there. I guess osmosis, or he read the script, that's why. So he goes out there, and then it's Jake in the boat, and the girl, and the Brant guy in the boat, and then Jake hits the guy in that boat, blah blah blah. The bad guy Brant flies like a cartoon character, lands, but he's fine. Then Conor McGregor gets there and rams a vehicle through the place, and decides to just kill the crime boss just because, and then gets into a fight with Jake. Where it's mostly Jake getting the shit kicked out of him, although he does have a couple moments where he does kind of some takedown moves and some punches and stuff, and takes his shirt off, and they try to joke around where Connor's trying to hit him, but he keeps hitting his piano. Oh, this piano's out of tune. I don't know. It sounds good to me. Oh my fucking god. This whole fucking movie's off key. Shit. It's on the beach. Shit. And then Enter Sandman starts playing because I think that was the UFC theme entrance that I think that's what Jake had when we see the flashbacks to his UFC career. A version of Enter Sandman from Metallica, which I like that song. I'm not really sure about this version of it though. Beats the guy, got stabbed with a knife, takes it out, stabs, ba 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 ba. And then it's time to leave. And he leaves on a bus. Bye-bye to the doctor. Bye-bye to everybody else. But Conor McGregor is still alive because before the credits, like it shows a little bit of the credits, then he walks out of a hospital, so he got stabbed like 15 fucking times, including in the neck and shoulders. But he just walks out of a fucking hospital in his gown. And his ass is showing, and the fucking last scene in the movie is Conor McGregor's ass walking away from the camera. Because he's wearing hospital gown, but we see his ass. As if the movie's trying to tell me to kiss its ass. No, you can kiss my ass, movie. How about that? So your bad guy isn't even fucking dead at the end. Brant, okay, that guy, but most people will think Conor McGregor's the bad guy in the movie, and he's not even fucking dead. Probably because they wanted to do a sequel, and they probably wanted to bring him back, and obviously that's not the case. Although they probably do it where, oh, now they're allies, and now they're buddies, and, whatever. Would not be surprised if they did a sequel, that they would try that shit. But they're not going to do a sequel because no one remembers the fucking film for good reason. It doesn't have the charm, and of course, that's the thing of remaking 80s movies. The 80s had that right time, right moment quality with the actors, and they don't have those kind of actors today. And the charm that people like Swayze had, the it factor, the way the fight scenes, the way that they were jubilant and gung-ho about what they could do in terms of action, spectacle, escapism, and they, for the most part, you could say like maybe Commando, there's a little twinkle in its eye to be fair, but for the most part they're straightforward with it, and that they're not trying to wink every 5 minutes. They were sincere. Now, there's people today that take that sincerity and turn to is it cheesy. I hate the word cheesy, but I'm only using the word because a lot of other people use it. I'm sorry, I don't like the word cheesy. I think it's an overused statement, it's an overused moniker. And then you ask people, what does cheesy actually mean? Because people say for movies that are bad, but then people say for movies that are good, but then people say for scenes that I thought were sincerely good, but somehow it's cheesy. I don't know. This is a movie where I think everybody in the acting department sucked. I think Jake Gyllenhaal looked bored out of his mind. Conor was acting on the fucking moon. Or shrooms, or what the fuck he was doing. Everybody else was bland, wooden, and dull. Brant, the crime lord, was a joke. The first scene is to have this guy be purposely stupid, where someone's trying to shave him like the old-fashioned way on a rotting boat. And it's like, oh no, no, it's, yeah, I know it's rotting. So to purposely show how stupid this guy is. Yeah, that's such a great foil for your hero. The fight scenes, it was hard to even try to enjoy them because of the stupid CG additions. The music, the songs during the Roadhouse scenes, I didn't give a shit about any of the songs. I thought they were all terrible, irritating songs. The Roadhouse seemed like a pretentious fucking place to go. You can't get a black coffee, but you have like a barista and have this and this and this. Like, like it's fucking Starbucks. Sorry, my brain fried there for a minute. And it did not need to be over 2 hours long. And the plot just had... Yes, I know you can make fun of the plot of the original, but you can make fun of the plot of this as well. Like I said repeatedly, this whole thing is to hit this one place. Well, just burn the fucking place down then. But you don't burn the bookstore, which doesn't ding you anything, really. The backstory for the Dalton character, it just felt typical, like I've seen a dozen times. They were in a fight, and the fight went too far, so they didn't want to fight anymore. I've seen that done dozens and dozens and dozens of times. It was nothing that new. And it didn't really showcase any of Jake Gyllenhaal's acting, which again, I've seen him do in films like Southpaw, and The Source Code, and others. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. To be much better movies, in my opinion. Well, it's just a dumb action movie. Why can't you enjoy it? Because I don't think it was fun. For the most part, it's fucking boring. The Beekeeper is a dumb action film, but it's fun. I think The Beekeeper's fun. Beverly Hills Cop 4 I thought was fun. Life After Fight I thought was fun. And that's... Yeah, I don't think that needed to be a little over 2 hours, but I think that was much more to it in that movie than this movie. Fuck this movie. Stick in their ass. So with that said, I'm done. 37 minutes of bullshit. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Ciao for now.